Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to do a quick video update for NETE. A lot of you guys missed the live stream, so I thought I'd just do a quick little short excerpt video for you guys and just give you a little bit of update here so you guys didn't have to scroll through 4 hours of live stream. So basically with NETE, it's had a crazy breakout. It needs to be at $1 for about 10 days, so it's attracted a lot of attention. And I liked it enough that I jumped in today. And so just to give you guys heads up that I am in the stock. But there's a few things I liked about it. There's a few things I didn't like. We'll go ahead and pull up the RSI. And what I do like is the daily here. We still have a pretty strong buy signal. Our blue line's still deviating away from the red. Our buy signal was in the cloud though. I wish it was above, but it's in the cloud, close enough to the top for me to be kind of okay with it. RSI is still ticking up today, even though it didn't go up as much as we would have liked. I'm sure people would have liked it a little bit more over $1 on close. But again, we're on a very positive trend. This is way above the stock price 26 periods ago on the daily, and it just looks really solid on the daily chart. Now there's no guarantee that it won't snap back and try to touch this blue again tomorrow, maybe somewhere around 75 cents or so even, but I think the support is so strong up here that that's not really going to happen. If you were watching the L2 today, it was really active, but there's a lot of shorts going on too. So I think those shorts around $1.04 that kept bringing it down to $1 is really what killed the run today. And I'm not quite sure there's going to be that many tomorrow, especially with how much buying action there was there to save it every time it dipped. So I do believe that we will be above $1 tomorrow on the close, but we'll just have to wait and see, right? But let's go ahead and switch this over to the 60-minute and see the differences here. And I'd say on the 60-minute, it looks pretty much just as strong, guys. This is still deviating away. It's not snapped as far away from the blue line on the 60-minute. It's kind of curving its way back, which is very nice. So we're going to want to see tomorrow if it tests and bounces off the blue line or if it starts going into the line zone in between and consolidating there. So hopefully it's going to bounce off the top. The shorts won't play with it as much, and we can play again in this 110 to $1 range and hopefully close closer to 110 tomorrow actually. And again, even on the 60-minute, we have such a huge gap here that the positive trend is really strong. And again, like you can see, like we talked about before, it consolidated a bit in the cloud, and since then it's just been kind of bouncing off the top of it and finally got its break free moment. So I think it's had plenty of consolidation down here in the 60s range, and it's just a matter of how strong can this trend keep going. We're not too overbought on the RSI. It's actually even cooled off a little bit today, which is really nice. So we have a chance between 66 and 80 tomorrow. We have 20 points that we can grow tomorrow and it'll still be okay. But let's pull up the MACD and the stochastic momentum. And this is where it gets a little shakier. As you can see, the MACD is starting to curve back down. Now, it's not a guarantee they're going to touch or anything, but normally when it curves down like this, we may get a sell signal. And you can see the momentum shifting down too. And if you look at the stochastic momentum, it's just the same. It's starting to curve down into a sell signal. So tomorrow, it either has a ton of buy volume and we bypass these signals and it just continues going up, or we do consolidate and try to bounce off the blue line around 95 or so. I'm really hoping that that doesn't happen, but just so you guys are aware, that is a possibility that we could be bouncing around 95 or so in the morning, and depending on buy pressure, we may be able to bust out of that. But if we go down to the 15-minute, you can see how it did kind of hang out in the zone in between the lines, which we really don't like. We like it to be above, but it's not always going to be above. That's impossible. I mean, we even went down over here right before the next little leg up, and it's getting closer and closer to a sell signal. But as you can see, they really did level out there at the end of the day because it's hanging around $1. So if we can stay above $1 tomorrow, we should be able to make this deviate away again and hopefully ride parallel to this cloud. But again, we have sell signal on the stochastic here. Our MACD is going steadily down, but our RSI is okay. It's kind of cooled off. It's basically right in the middle at 50 on the 15-minute. So it's really going to depend how open goes, how many shorts there are tomorrow, and if people are willing to buy in, which honestly I would think that there should be plenty of buyers because that $1 level has been so strong. I mean, if you look, since 9:30 in the morning, we basically held it the whole day. We had this, we had a really big dip down to 84-ish, 85, but since that dip and the rocket back up, it stayed consolidated right around $1 all day. So my hope is, like I said, we just kind of ride along horizontally. Hopefully don't go into this cloud at all and bounce back up. But again, that's not a guarantee just because of our indicators here looking like they're going down. And if we pull up the Chand though, which the Chand usually indicates a little bit before the stochastic momentum, you can see though the Chand started peaking back up at the end of the day again. So that may be a good sign that these signals aren't going to fully develop and that they will start turning upwards again in the morning. It's, like I said, it's going to depend on buying pressure and the amount of shorts and everything tomorrow. But let's go back to the daily. And on the daily, you can see it right here again. The Chand is starting to go up a lot again today. We're a little bit overbought on the stochastic momentum, but that's fine. It can ride a little bit overbought for a while. MACD still going very strongly up, and the RSI is still tilting up. So the daily chart still looks very strong to me. I still think we can make this blue line deviate further away, and it's just going to really be an interesting day tomorrow in my opinion. I mean, like I said, we have this positive trend. Everything is looking good in terms of still going up. Just all about that buying pressure tomorrow, guys. And I actually want to zoom out year to date though and pull up the weekly chart and show you a little bit of this as well. We do have a ton of resistance at $1 here, and that's going to start within a day or two that we're going to be having to work our way through this cloud. So this is going to be a real test, like I said. We need that buying pressure. We need people still hopping in, people not hopping out, and it's going to be a real test the next 2 days, next 3 days even, to really see if we can start breaking through this cloud. And if we start getting upward momentum through this cloud, that's a very good sign, especially because as you can look on the weekly here, our buy signal is about to happen. So even starting, I think, next week, we can really see that. So it's going to be a week or two, possibly, that it's going to be developing this buy signal fully, even though it's below the cloud, and we're going to really start testing this resistance up here. But I'm hoping tomorrow we can get a nice big candle and pop into this resistance zone, and that way we can consolidate near the top of the skinny part and really make our way through nicely. But again, this could last all the way through November that we're here, or we could bust through really quickly and go up. It's hard to say. But again, if you look at our indicators on the weekly, everything's nice in buy signals. Everything's shooting up and pressure is there. We just got to hope it sustains. Hope there's not too many shorts tomorrow. And, I think people will still keep hopping in. It still has a lot of room to run. Even on the weekly here, we're technically almost at a positive on this lagging momentum indicator. So we're making progress, guys. It's going to take a little bit of work, I think. And we'll just have to see, again, how strong tomorrow morning is and how it goes the next couple days. I don't think it's going to be an easy climb, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be the hardest climb that I've seen in the stock. Obviously, I wouldn't have bought into it if I was scared about it, right? But, I mean, if you just look at the 60-minute again, we might snap back down to about 95 or so, but we should hopefully reject off of it and continue upwards. So it'll be a very interesting day. If you're not in, maybe hold out for 95-ish or so to buy in and see if it bounces back up. And if you are in, you may get to average down a little bit tomorrow. But I really do think that we should be closing over $1 again. And I think there should be enough buying pressure to hold it. But again, we'll just have to see, guys. But again, look out for 95. and look out for about $1 to 110 for our range tomorrow. I know it's kind of a big range, but I think that we can get another big range again because the stock does like to move when people are buying. All right, guys. Well, have a good night, and hopefully that was a little bit helpful for you.